Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is Cozmo. This is Anki's little robot that you can use to play with, program. He does a lot of really neat things, and it's probably one of my favorite little robot toys I've ever seen. Now it comes with Cozmo himself. It also comes with 3 of these blocks, and comes with a little charging dock, and it just connects via USB. So you plug this in through USB and you set him in the charge dock, and then you need to wake him by connecting to him with an app. You can see Cozmo is charging, he's plugged in, and we need to wake him up. He'll last for about 90 minutes on a charge, and it only takes about 30 minutes to charge him. So the first thing we need to do is connect via Wi-Fi. I've already done that. And then we go to the app. So we go to the app, he connects, and then he starts to wake up. So it says securing your connection. All of the blocks start to blink as well. Now, once he's awake, he might require some maintenance if you haven't used him for a while. And we have these different levels here that let us know what's going on. So you've got your toolbox, you've got how well he's fed, and kind of how he's feeling. So the first thing we need to do is tune him up, and we scan him. Now he stays kind of sad as he's tired and just kind of worn out or hasn't been used for a while. So we need to do these things, kind of maintain him, and we need to follow these patterns. Now this is probably my least favorite thing about Cozmo, because robots really don't need this sort of thing, but they try to make him more like a pet or more human. Now, it'd be fine if you just did that once, but you have to do it multiple times. So you have to do different patterns, and there's always background music playing on the app. So once he's done, you'll need to feed him after that. And this part, you don't really feed robots. So this part I thought was kind of goofy and a little unnecessary. But once you get past this is where he gets really good. So those are probably the only negatives I have about Cozmo. So you have to grab a cube, and then what you have to do is put it in front of him so that he can see it. So you grab the cube, you shake it, it lights up really bright, and you put it in front of him, and then he goes and eats it, or feeds, basically puts the lift on it, and feels better after he does that. So once you're done feeding him, he wants to play. Sometimes he feels bored and frustrated, and he really wants to play. This basically acts as an interpreter as to what he wants to do. So you hit play, and then you can spark a trick, spark a game, or sometimes he will do the same for you and ask you to play a game. But we'll spark a trick. He wants to pick up a cube. Watch as he picks up a cube. And he'll look for a cube and pick it up. So he can do different things like pick up cubes, stack cubes, play games like pounce on your finger, or you could do a keep away game where you try to keep the cube away before he can actually hit it. And it's a lot of fun, but sometimes there's other things you can do that are a little bit more interesting. So aside from these different games, and he's pretty noisy in the background, and you can turn him down, you can go into Discover mode. And Discover mode is where you can meet Cozmo, and he can recognize you. So he can look at you with his vision camera and recognize who you are based on what he thinks it is. He can even see pets. You even got a code lab, and code lab is going to have a major update here soon that allows you to program him. So you want to drive in a square, drive and sneezing. He does a lot of neat things, or you can create a project of your own that I think is really neat. So you can basically code, but they're going to be updating this pretty soon so that you can do a lot more things. So here's actions, animations. So if I wanted him to just go on a rectangle or a square, you can do that. You just program it like this, and then you hit the little green flag button, and he does what you want him to do. So it's a really neat and very simple way to learn to code and to code Cozmo. And it's one of those things that I think he's very useful, even in a classroom setting, to learn how to do that. So aside from the different code lab, you can do other things as well, such as teach him, Cozmo says, teach him a name. So I did that a little bit earlier. I taught him to say zollotech, and it took a few tries to do it right, to get him to say it right, and I think it turned out pretty good. Finally, there's an Explorer mode. An Explorer mode basically lets you look through his vision camera here so you can see what he's seeing and move him around. So you can see right now in the vision camera, I can move his head up and down to look at me, or you can move him forward and back really fast. You can switch around a little bit, raise his lift up and down. It's pretty neat, and you can back him up, move him around, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's pretty neat. Now finally, aside from all the tricks and everything, there's accessories, and Anki makes a few different things such as tracks and a carrying case that really does a nice job holding him. And I like all the different tracks, though. You can change them out from the ones that come with them. I've changed them to red from the gray that was there with it. So gray to red to orange to whichever one you like. And if you want to use something else, you can do that. You can mix and match them as well. Other than that, though, there's also a carrying case you can store them in if you want to bring them along. That will keep them safe. So that's pretty much it for Cozmo. He's a lot of fun. He's a pretty interesting robot and pretty entertaining as well. But let me know your thoughts about Cozmo in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.